Hey, what's up, guys? I'm CP Lepage. I'm the founder of FullStacked, and today I'm going to show you how, as a web developer, it is easy to work from a cloud environment. All of this using FullStacked Cloud. So FullStacked Cloud is basically a network of available cloud workspaces to you to work from. Meaning that you can do all your web development stuff directly from any kind of modern browser, any kind of modern device. So today I'm just going to show you a bit of the onboarding, and then I'm just going to show you how it looks like the first time you log in, and how to get you set up and running. Afterwards, I'm going to show you a couple of features, how cool it is to work inside a FullStacked cloud workspace. And by the end of the video, I'm just going to show you a bit of more advanced features. So stay with me, and we're jumping right into it. So the first time you're going to try to log in to get inside FullStacked Cloud Network, you're going to be asked to log in with GitHub. Nothing more complicated than a click. The first time you'll be here, you will land on the terms and condition privacy policy. So please just take the time to read it and accept it. There you go. You'll land on something like this with your free trial. You have the first 7 days, the first week, to just try stuff up, play around with it, test your favorite JS frameworks, pull your project, and take the time to see if you like it. And by the end of the trial, you can subscribe. All right. So once you're there, your workspace is going to be here. So it's pretty obvious. You just have to boot your workspace. If you want, you can check out the other region, but you will be recommended with the closest one to you. The main idea is to put your workspace in the closest server possible. So just grab the one with the lowest latency. That means it's the closest one, the more performant one. So let's boot. And now you just have to wait a little. You're going to land on this page. So what's going on here? It's, as you might have realized, the URL changed. We're now on the Canadian East server. So the domain name changed, and we're just going to set you up with a second factor of authentication for this domain. Meaning that if you come back directly to this URL, you'll just be asked for that second factor of authentication. Because the GitHub login is fine for all FullStacked Cloud and FullStacked Cloud subdomains, but just to make sure you are allowed to this workspace, which is where you host your files and your projects and your credentials, is a bit more secured. So let me just set this one up. And there you go. You're prompt with setting up a Webauthn registration. So I have a MacBook Pro, so I have Touch ID. If you have an iOS device, you're going to be able to use Face ID. Any computer with a fingerprint will work too. And if you have none of this, you can use your phone with a QR code. The flow is pretty simple. And one of the best device I like is a little authentication key. So I use the Google Titan, but you can also use the YubiKey. So we registered once, and now we're logged in. Just wait a few seconds for your workspace to boot. And there you go. And now you're in your workspace. From here, you'll find all the tools as a web developer you probably use. And we can just start. So just to show you that it actually works very well, we're going to go through all the the most popular framework create flows. So let's start with the most popular one, NextJS. So let's just grab that. All right, if I create an app like that, Yes. As you can see, it's just a terminal. It really, if you use Linux, you'll feel right at home. It's pretty much a Linux kind of OS that is behind all of this. So let's just set up the basic, grab a sip of coffee. Okay, so instead of waiting, I'm directly going to go to the next one. Create Vue app. Quick start. There you go. We'll do a Vue app 2. I guess the NextJS one is ready. Well, let's just launch this one. Well, okay, I don't really care about this for now. Okay, let's install. And now this guy, I think it's npm run dev. So you have node and npm, so all the npm run type of stuff, it's all built in. So now we see our app is listening on the port 3000. You can just click on it. It's compiling. And there we go. It took a little bit of time, but the cold boot of Next, I feel like it's a bit slow, but once you're there, everything works pretty fine. So what we're seeing here is the browser page, but basically it just allows you to hit your localhost. And just to show you where it is, it's right here. You can always pop that, and then the localhost is already written. Then 3000, enter, and there you go. Now it works. If you want to, you always have the external tab here, so you can always access it. And as you can see, you see the URL here. 3000 for the port, and then Canadian East server and FullStacked Cloud. And this works only because you are logged in. What I mean by that is don't be afraid that this is a public URL. If I open it in incognito mode, it is not accessible. So don't be afraid of everything being public while you work. It is because you're logged in. All right. So let's see. Let's say we're trying to edit the app page. Yeah, that's all. We can go in the Explorer. As you can see here, this is our files, and then my app. This is an app page.txx. And now let's try to edit something, see if everything works. Get started by editing app page on FullStacked Cloud. And there you go. The watcher is working. So you can build a whole Next.js app straight into your full stacked workspace. As you can see, it works pretty flawlessly. So let's stop that and go to our Vue now. Okay, so the Vue project is ready. Let's run this guy. And now we're on another port, 5173. And there you go. We have our Vue app. If we go back to the Next.js app, which was on 3000, as you can see, it's down. As soon as I close the terminal, as soon as it sees inactivity or like your terminal session got closed, it kills everything. So process got down. So there you go. We could build a Vue app. And now we've been through the terminal, to the Explorer with the text editor, the browser, and now let's see what's happening in code. Oh, which I just opened one. So you got Code OSS, which is the open source project that's behind VS Code. And from there, you can work like a full-fledged project. If you use TypeScript, it's super, super valuable to use an IDE like that. And everything is here. Let's see. I'm not a big Vue dev, so I'm just going to search. Okay, they recommend adding some extension just to show you that it does work. It seems to be installed here, but this guy is not happy about it. Let's see if it works. We'll see if we have some... Oh, there you go. It worked. I don't know what was the error, but looks clean. All right, you did it. You are on FullStacked Cloud. Let's see. And there you go. So the watcher is working. So now our Next.js app works, our Vue app works. Let's try something else. Let's go with Svelte. I think it's Svelte. The starter is SveltKit. SveltKit. Yeah, let's try it out. Oh, now I'm on my my Vue project. Yes. Yeah, the my app folder is my app and my Svelte app. There you go. It was the Next.js app, my bad. Yeah, demo app, whatever. Okay. Alright. Svelte app and me. There they recommend to do a git init and git commit. I'm not going to do it for the sake of the demo video, but git is already built in. So use git as much as you want. And then npm run dev. There you go. 2173. And we got our Svelte app. Let's see if the interaction is working, and it is. About, as you can see, everything is working. And now, if you'd like to open VS Code directly in that folder, just like on a native like terminal, you can always write code, and there you go. And then we could restart our app, or I'm going to show you the terminal inside Code OSS. Also works, so we're just going to start it from here if you prefer that. npm run dev, and here you go. All right, and let's see if we modify something. Root. Okay, I'm not a Svelte guy neither, so I'm just gonna try to figure this one out quickly. We could add. Let's add the extension. Svelte for VS Code. I think this one's the right one. Shouldn't take too long. Just gonna grab a sip of coffee. Okay. Seems to have been installed. Let's check it again. There we go. That looks good. Home, about, where's that one-liner? Counter. Page layout. There we go. To your new. There we go. I got it. Welcome to your new Svelte app on FullStacked Cloud. There we go. Watcher's working. Nice. So as you can see, I use Svelte, I use Next, I use Vue. All the modern JS frameworks where directly you can just go around. You could pull your Git project and work from there. So that's pretty much the basic usage of FullStacked Cloud. And now one of the main and incredible feature that is nice about using FullStacked Cloud is that it works from any modern browser, any modern device that have an internet access. So to show you a bit about that, I built a little to-do app. If I can just hide this. Okay. So as you can see here, I'm on a Chromebook that I actually, I think I bought this for $150. Let's see how much I paid for this. Okay. Search Chromebook. Order detail. Okay, my address not there. Good. So I paid this computer $172, and look at, nice, thank you. And it decently worked. quite frankly, it decently works. It's not as comfortable, like the trackpad is not as good as a MacBook or an iDevice, an Apple device, but like keyboard's super fine. Since your workspace is in the cloud and all the computation is remoted, a basic 4 RAM gig computer is enough. And it works pretty fine. So right here, I'm currently developing a little to-do app. So I'm just setting it up. And as you can see, I have my setup here. I have the VS Code on the left. I have the terminal here, and the rendering app, the watching rendering app is right here. And also you can see my little authentication key, but I will reuse it later. Okay, let's jump a little. Okay, so I'm saying we can see that the to-do app is getting starting to have a form, have a couple lines. Okay, working on. Okay, and once I'm done. Okay, once I'm done. Okay, now I'm putting it aside, and now I'm gonna pull out the iPad Pro and see how easy it is to just jump back inside your Face ID, inside your workspace, and you're back in. You're in the same workspace. You have the same file system. You have the same installed node module. You don't need to do anything else. You just continue where you left off. And now I'm on an iPad. I'm not even on the same device. And everything, it looks exactly the same. And you see from there, I'm just going to keep on going. And during this video, I was doing the backend on the iPad. So there's nothing much to see except me typing some stuff. I'm building the API in the backend. Now I'm setting up the front end, and now the app's there. And I'm just binding the data connection between the server and the front end. Okay, now I put VS Code full screen because I don't care about the rendered app for now. Yeah, there we go. I brought it back. Then work. Okay, now it seems to start working. I've seen some check mark up here. Okay. So once I've been done with like setting up and putting everything and binding all the client server connection, now I took my workstation, which is a little, I'm just going to show you about it. It's a little like a Lenovo desktop computer. And I pull up my keyboard and my mouse. And now, as you can see, I'm about to log in with my authentication key. So I just plug it in, tap on it, and there you go. Same workspace, same stuff, just pulling everything back up. And the final step I needed to do now is just a little bit of styling. So as you can see, there's an iPhone right here on my desk. So what I'm about to do, I'm just going to skip straight to it. So now I'm logging in on the iPhone. Okay, I was already logged in, but there you go. I'm on the same workspace again. I pull up the app on the iPhone, and since I'm connected to the watcher, just like you would do it on your local host, the watcher works on both devices. You'll see, I'm going to change the background color. And there you go. It didn't work on the desktop for some reason, but it should. Gonna refresh it probably soon enough. But I'm mainly developing for the mobile view. So now I'm moving to a like darker theme, setting up. Okay, there we go. Now we have both synced up. So I'm just setting up the little button here, making it look cleaner. As you can see, both devices are updating. There you go. The to-dos are now full screen, looking sharp. Button, the delete button looks nicer. And as you can see, I can play around with it on the iPhone, limiting the width because it was going super wide on large desktop. Now we lost something. Okay, we're back. There you go. A bit of styling when the to-do is done. And the last thing I want to show you, okay, now, so now I'm fully testing on, the iPhone. And there, as you can see, there have been no deployment at all at this point. It's just all on my cloud workspace. And now I'm actually using the iPhone to finish it and do my, my Git commit and my Git push. So it even works on the iPhone. So throughout this video, you can realize that FullStacked Cloud worked from a Chromebook to an iPad to a workstation and to the iPhone. All of this seamlessly. So this is probably the main perk. You are not bounded to a single machine to work anymore. Any modern device will allow you to access your workspace and to do your web stuff. So let's go one step further, and I'm going to pull this project. It is right here. I'm going to pull this project and show you the share functionality. Now we're entering the advanced features of FullStacked. So if you're still there on this video, now we're getting into the extremely interesting part. So I'm going to clone the project, and I'm just going to install. For this project, I use the FullStacked CLI, which is a CLI I dev'd for everything I build, for the whole ecosystem of FullStacked. So if you're interested about it, the whole code is on GitHub under the FullStacked organization. So everything, the workspace is open source, the CLI is open source, and the share server, which we're going into, is all open source. But rest assured, everything that's related to the authentication or the access to your workspace through FullStacked Cloud is closed source and is protected as much as possible. So nobody is protected from hackers, but we'll always do our best to keep everything secured. So I guess I can just start the app here. And there we go. It's exactly what we've been seeing on the video. Test. Okay. And now what I want to show you is that little icon. That's the share functionality. What that means is that, as we were saying before, this is not public. This is only accessible because you are logged in. But what if you want to share this to somebody, to a colleague, to a friend, you want to show it to somebody? Well, you can just share it. You're going to be asked to activate this feature. Jump right in, and there you go. You are fine. You got a public URL, and then your app is accessible. So as you can see, now the app is fully publicly accessible. And when you're done, and let's say you want to share it, but keep it a little bit more private, you can share with a password. And when you land here, you're going to be asked to enter a password. Let's go incognito just to make sure it actually does work. And then add test. And there you go. The app is there. Everything works. And this is all possible because you are working from the FullStacked Cloud workspace. So that's pretty much all the functionality that there is in here. I just thought of something. Let's say, like, we had a couple region, right? So the idea behind that is, let's say you're moving, you're traveling, or sometimes you work from different locations. Maybe at some point there'll be a better region, closer one to you. But it would be nice to move your whole workspace, right? So how this is possible is pretty easy. All you have to do is you back up your current setup. There you go. Now your stuff is backing up. And when it's ready, you have a backup, meaning that if you can be safe to just quit a region, it's going to ask you, did you back up? And we've just done it. So, okay. And then I'm still recommended to go on Canada East because it's the closer one. But let's say at some point US East is closer, and then I can select this one. And now it's going to restore onto this server. And there you go. My workspace is now on the US East, and I can just jump right into it. And maybe you didn't expect it, but remember that second factor authentication is domain-based. And now I never went on US East before, so let's create a second factor. Takes 2 seconds. Okay, just received the email. Okay. And now I'm creating the web authentication registration, and now we're logging in. All right, so as you can see, I'm in the same workspace. Let's see, I have the exact same stuff. I can just go back into my to-do app and restart it. And now it says it cannot determine the executables because the node modules won't be backed up. Just rerun a little npm install. And then start. And there you go. Same workspace, same, exactly where you left off. We can just get back our VS Code. There you go. Now I got the files. Let's say, okay, now I stopped the watcher, so let's just restart it. So let's say I want to change some stuff. Let's put the background a bit darker with a little blue to be in the theme. There you go. You can always check your latency here. See, under 50 milliseconds is exceptional. It's going to be super good. Under 100 is usable. But don't try and, if you're over that, try to contact me. I'm currently working on deploying to as many locations as there'll be users that uses it. So if there is no close region to you, but you would really like to use it, contact me through the chat. It's everywhere here, and we'll chat, and I'll try to set you up with something. So I hope it got you interested into working from a cloud environment through FullStacked Cloud. And if you have any question, ask me in the comment. If you think it's super cool, let me know too. That's always helpful. And you can log in, just hit fullstack.cloud and boot up your cloud workspace. All right, have fun. Ciao.